You're live, Henry.
Yo, what's up? What's up? This is Unplugged, Cigars, Coffee, and Conversation. I am your host, George Outlaw, and we are here at Elements Cigar Lounge, 8349 Indianapolis Boulevard, here in Highland, Indiana. And as always, Unplugged is sponsored by Vibe Coffee, LT Mechanical, and Ed Frank Mobile Cigar Lounge. Tonight, brother that we're going to sit down and have a conversation with, this brother is already trying to get us drunk. So that's already a good thing. This brother has his own distillery. Okay, that's a little bit different, and we're going to dive into that. This brother has been in the game for a minute now, right? And he's going to just give us a whole lot of insight into what's going on. The name of his distillery is NG Distillery. This brother's name is Noel Garcia. So I want you all to put your hands together for Brother Noel Garcia. What's going on, my man? How you feel, bro?
I'm feeling pretty good, brother.
You feeling like James Brown?
I am, indeed.
My man. Well, welcome to Unplugged, man. And man, just jumping right in, man. What are we smoking on?
I'm smoking a Tatiana that you picked out for me. It's nice, it's light. I'm not a heavy spice, full body guy like to go and stuff. So this is right up my alley. I appreciate it big.
All right, but that ain't. I thought you was smoking what I'm smoking. This brother gave me a cigar, right? He gave me an infused cigar. What do you call it? A green gin cigar. That he was infused. He's infusing with his own liquor. Put that damn Tatiana out, man. Smoke your damn.
So these cigars were made for me by Miss Shanti at Bohemian Premium Cigars, and we did a partnership where she used our spirits and infused them with her line of cigars, and it's been outstanding. Hopefully, we're gonna launch in the springtime with her cigars and my spirits. And this was our second kind of test batch of it. And I wanted to share it with you, man. I wanted to try to say it different.
Bro, I am. I love it. I appreciate it. You said this was the green gin.
Yes, that is our citrus flavored gin. And I think it pairs really well. It's kind of light and smooth, but the cigar underneath still is carrying through.
Oh, yeah. And what is that too, brother?
I've got our purple label gin, which I call our spice gin, and some people call it our Caribbean gin. This one's got some cloves, cardamom in the gin, so it's definitely different than what you're used to. And then infusing it with the cigar, it brings out a whole different level right there.
Love that. Hey guys, check this out. This brother right here is the first African American to own a distillery in Illinois. Did I get that right?
That is correct.
The first African American to own a distillery here in Illinois. Man, I applaud you for that, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So, tell us, how did that come about, bro?
How I started or
How you started the whole thing?
Ooh, we're gonna go back 30 plus years. When we're talking about working in restaurants. I used to work for a restaurant back in the day as a dishwasher. And I wanted to move up to cook. This is while I was in college. And I started hanging out with cooks, and they used to, on the weekends, do whole hogs in the ground, like pit and all. It was awesome. And I wanted to learn how to do that with them. They took me out. I learned how to do that. Then after they got to know me and vetted me a little bit, they were like, well, we do some other stuff while we out here doing the hogs. And I was like, what you talking about? I had no concept. I'm from Brooklyn. I went to college in Alabama, so
You're all over.
I had no idea about moonshine and none of that stuff. But once I learned how to do it, that was the end. They gave me that knowledge, and it was over. I was making booze out of everything. just because I enjoy doing it.
So you said two places. So you're originally from Brooklyn. So you got New York in the house, right?
Born and raised
So you went to school in Alabama.
Alabama A&M and Tuskegee. I started at Tuskegee University, finished at Alabama A&M.
How in the hell did you get to the best city in the world, which is Chicago?
I worked for AT&T. I was a project manager for AT&T. Back when 3G came out, about 12, 15 years ago, I was doing projects down south and they needed somebody up north. And I came up here against my better judgment because I did not want to come back above the snow line. And I've been here ever since.
Wow, you want to come back, man. That South made you tempted, man.
Boy, I ain't gone front. I'm still trying to figure out how to snowbird. I'm about to open a distillery down south just so I can make stuff in the wintertime down south.
Liquor don't taste better down south.
Oh, and I think it tastes good everywhere. Everywhere.
Okay, so tell us about NG, man.
So, NG Distillery, for me, it started off just because I like making stuff. I'm a maker. I'm an engineer. I like taking stuff from a napkin to a product. That's kind of what I do. And once I learned how to make spirits, and then I also learned how to cook, worked as I'm an air quote myself as a chef, but because I didn't formally go to school, but I worked at a lot of really good restaurants. And then for me, it just became about flavor. The alcohol part of it was just that just was part of it. But for me, it was all about the flavor and creating something different. And that's really what my focus was in becoming an actual distillery because I wanted to create products. And then my other passion has always been helping other people. So NG Distillery's goal, overarching goal is I want to launch 100 brands for my distillery. I want to create 100 Black, Hispanic men, women, people of color product lines that go on to do great things. I want to make the next product that somebody gets to build and grow and turn into a national brand and then sell and create a whole generational shift for them. And I want to be that backbone that supports them in the production part.
Okay, so as a distillery, right? You don't focus on one because I see we have rum, vodka, gin, and so is that the core of it?
This is our core line. We also make whiskey. We actually do a barrel aged gin. And the reason we make so many different products is because in most states, and Illinois is one, when you have a tasting room where you sell product to your customers, you're only allowed to sell products you make. So if I only made whiskey, I could only do whiskey cocktails. My goal was to be able to make a Long Island all by myself. I wanted people to be able to come in and we have a full cocktail menu, which is why we make products across the board. Because I wanted to cover what the people want. And this is really just a small sampling of what we make, but these are the core things that we make all the time. The clear spirits, because they're quicker to turn around. Whiskey takes years. It's investment involved in that. But we make liqueur, we make cocktail bitters, we make cocktail garnishes. My goal was to be like the one-stop shop. I want everybody when we reopen with the tasting room and retail space, I want everybody to come by on Thursday and Friday and gear up for the weekend and have everything they need. They're like, this weekend we're doing old fashioned. I'm gonna buy the cocktail syrup, I'm gonna buy the bitters, I'm gonna buy the whiskey, I'm gonna take this home. I'm gonna give them a recipe so they make it right and send them home ready to rock and roll and enjoy themselves.
You know what? I want to come there. Where the hell are you guys at?
Well, we moved our production facility up to Harvard, Illinois, which is way up north. Right now, we're looking for a new location for our tasting room. We had a location recently, but because the property got sold, we lost our space before we could open. So right now, we're going to work with a couple of the restaurants and bars that we know, and we're going to do some cool activations where we do take overnight to different bars and restaurants just to get people more engaged with the product. The good news is the last couple of years we've been open, we've had a lot of success in getting our liquid to lips. That's my philosophy and spirit.
Liquid to lips.
The goal
That
is
sound like pimp shit. Some liquid to lips.
hey, the first sip is always free, and I give it to him in a communion cup.
There you go. Come on, man. Liquid to lips. Okay, so and Harvard, that's like going towards
Yeah, past Schaumburg, all of that.
Milwaukee.
It's darn it. It's like an hour and a half from Milwaukee up there. Yeah, it's pretty far up there. But the cool thing about being up there is the distillery we're partnering with and releasing some of that space. They are farmers. They used to be bakers. Like they know when you're talking grain to glass, they know. And so for me, the partnership is about being able to keep our production going, but they're also going to be teaching me how to scale up. You know, I've always been like a boutique kind of person. You know, my circle is tight, so it's like you want a barrel, I got you. You know, that kind of thing. But now I see that we've got to work on being out there more because I'm generally like not an out there person. Exactly. I like being behind the curtain and making stuff. That's what I enjoy. But I've seen that in order for me to be as successful as I can, I got to come out my comfort zone.
Bro, now you're being humble, man. Because when I was doing my research, you got awarded some shit. I don't mean to say some
shit.
But I don't know. I mean, he gonna teach me about the whole distillery game. But you got recognized about was it Chicago
News Weekly.
Chicago News Weekly.
Yeah, they gave me the cover this year in January, which was awesome.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna tell you the funny thing about how that came about was actually me sitting somewhere lamenting the fact that I'd lost my space. I was literally like in humdrum, sitting there, literally crying in my whiskey bowl. And Miss Cheryl Maynard Norman, who's the owner of the owner of the magazine. She and I are friends, and she was listening to me. She was like, "You really need to share your story and tell people about it." I'm like, "I don't want to share my story of doom and gloom and failing." She was like, "That's important for people to see because when you come out of it and rise, they need to know that it wasn't all smooth sailing." And I was like, "Okay," and we sat down and did the interview and all of that stuff, and that's how it came about. So, bring that up.
Oh yeah, man. Check man here at Unplugged Cigars, Coffee, and Conversation. We do our research. You know, I don't have this black book for nothing, right? You know, I'm trying to look at the question. Yeah, man. So I thought that was dope, man. And but I didn't know that you were way the hell up there in damn near Milwaukee, man.
Right. I've talked to a couple people I know. We're going to do some special trips up there. I see everybody in Chicago like the road trip to go to games and stuff. So we're going to make some special trips. I think we're going to call it like Whiskey University in Harvard. And I'm going to have people come up and I'm going to teach them about whiskey at the distillery. We're going to do barrel tasting and make a whole experience out of that. And then hopefully we'll have us a place next year where we're either in Chicago proper or somewhere in the south suburbs. And we're going to have a tasting room where people be able to come in and we'll have a better experience that way for people a little closer. But for now, we're going to make it do what it do.
And you're doing it, bro. So let me ask you this. Do African Americans, do we drink a little bit different than others?
Yes. And I will say, for me, the biggest thing I found in getting into the spirits game is we are the most loyal consumers anyone can hope to get. We are brand loyal, if nothing else. And when they come better, exactly. And you know, we drink some stuff that I think is not that great, but I understand why we drink it. And then we have long-standing just relationships with products.
Like what?
Okay, for Cavassier and Hennessy.
Cavassier
and Hennessy. Those are two products that we have supported because they were the first ones to support us. I've studied and read about it. When Ebony and Jet first came out and they were looking for advertisers, no one would advertise. advertise with it. Cavassier and Hennessy were one of the first spirits brands to advertise in their magazines, and that is how we got introduced to them. And we followed them because they followed us. They were in our magazines.
You know how I got introduced to it? My mother's girlfriend gave me my skin. House power. Yeah, man. Yeah. I've been drinking that shit for a long time, bro.
But
Why you stuttering?
because I'm gonna take that. That brings up a very interesting. I was just talking to somebody. Right now in the U.S., liquor sales are down about 12%, I think, 12 to 15%. And yes, and part of the reason why is because the legalization of other recreational items. A lot of people, their first experience being an adult is not with a bottle of beer, not with a can, not with a glass. It's with cannabis or something else. So young people aren't even drinking at all. They've kind of gone around it, and that is hurting our market. And that goes back to that whole loyalty in the beginning thing. My first drink was a Miller High Life Pony candy. Sitting on the stoop with my grandma when I was 14. I got my first job when I was 14. That's how old you had to be. I had to go get working papers from the guidance counselor. I got my first job. I came home that Friday. On Friday, I got my first little check. My grandma said, "You're a man now." She brought me a beer. Sat on the stoop, and I drank one of my dad's little Pony Miller High Life.
At 14?
At 14.
Damn, I don't feel that. Oh, wow. Okay, but all right. Could it also be that the sell point that you kind of overprice you price yourself out of a certain market? Because like you were saying, Cavassier and Cognac and Hennessy, now you can get that for, just making up a number, $10.
It's not the price point because people will always pay for what they want. Premium never goes out of style. People buy $300 pair of sneakers. I buy my sneakers from Costco. But the people that buy $300 sneakers, they buy $300 sneakers. So the price point of the spirits is not what's changed because people are buying the Michael Jordan brand tequila. That's $100 bottle.
What's your price?
On the spirits up here at $27.99. Yeah, that's the retail pricing on that, and then on our whiskeys and other stuff, it's usually $49.59 depending on the year. And then a lot of people don't understand pricing. So when you're talking about pricing on whiskey, barrel-aged product, a lot of time that pricing reflects two things. A, when you're barrel aging, you're inherently losing product while it's in the barrel. Over time, when you fill a barrel, when you pull out 6-7 years later, you have less product. So you've lost product as part of the process of the aging. But also, we have to pay for that product while it's in the barrel. So that's why a 12-year-old something costs more, because I've been paying for it for 12 years before I pull it out. So the price reflects not only the value of what's in there, but also the cost I've had to carry for those years to bring you to that product.
Money back.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
This is business. I do it because I love it, but I don't make no profit. I don't get to keep doing it.
Right. So then, okay, but if you age any of this longer, and could you, if you age it longer, say 2 years, 3 years, I don't know, and you can justify that in your pricing, because like with the rum, I'm a dark guy, period. So
It's all light when it starts.
My point, it's all light when it starts. However, once like with tequila, I prefer a stronger tequila, so I would go a Reposado, then a Añejo, or extra, right? Because I was also taught, well, not taught, when I went on a bourbon tour that this is the first batch. The clear is always the first batch.
When the product comes off the still, no matter what it is coming off, all of it, your whiskey, your rum, everything is coming off. That is how everything starts. So when it's whiskey, we call it white dog. Like that's usually what we call it. You call it some white dog when it's coming off. And if your stuff is good, you can bottle it then. I've sold plenty of white dog. Because if you make it right and you do your cuts right, it's going to be delicious then. So a lot of people, when they're making products, the barrel aging part of it is a choice, but it's also sometimes necessary because sometimes you can make something that be not so great. You throw it in the barrel for a little while, let it hang out. Let the barrel, that chemical process get done. It's going to improve the product. Barrel aging is nothing more to me than the chemical reaction between the ethanol and the wood and the water. And a lot of times it's that time that changes everything. You got all the congeners and all the flavors and all the chemicals. And the wood does a number on it. And it changes the product. And it usually changes it for the better.
It just changes the whole profile.
Exactly.
For the better. So, but I can see you doing it with rum. I see tequila. I see whiskey. I've never seen, maybe it's not,
I have barrel aged here in my truck right now.
barrel aged gin.
Barrel aged gin. And we take our citrus gin, when we make a batch, we take one barrel's worth and we put it in the barrel. We rest it for about 14, 16 months. And we have a barrel aged gin product. We make a dark gin.
What about a vodka? Can you do it with vodka?
You can do it with vodka, but the thing about vodka is the way vodka is designed as a product is designed to be odorless and colorless. That's literally like the definition of vodka. Because you can make vodka out of anything. So your Cirocs of the world, their vodka is made out of grapes. You got Carlson and Chopin, they make vodka out of potatoes. Carlson makes it out of potatoes. You can make vodka out of anything. So any product can become vodka. You can make vodka out of the molasses. So any product can be vodka. You can start with any base. It's just a matter of distilling it until it is odorless and colorless in air quotes, because and if you've had more than one vodka, they do have odors and they do have colors, but that's the definition. So you can make vodka out of it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. You guys know that? Oh, yeah. They call us heavy drinkers.
But that guy in the back, I make his vodka brand. So
make his vodka.
So I've taught him a lot over the years about the spirit making process.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Man, this sure would have been like, I don't know, man.
Well, we are not licensed in the state of Indiana, so we are not serving our products this evening.
Oh, okay. All right.
So these are just for display purposes only.
The words of Florida Evans. Damn. That's cool. Hey, so what has been some of the challenges? Man, this story is amazing, man. But I know you had some of them challenges, man.
I think the challenge I faced are the same as any small business owner. The number one is being not having to do what you really want to do. And I'm fortunate I have a good job, so I'm able to do a lot of stuff. And like, I don't go to strip club. So the distillery, like, that was my hobby. That's what I do.
One of it's two.
And so for me, I self-funded my distillery, did a lot of stuff. But because I did it that way, I brought some challenges to myself. You know, like I took on too much. So like one of the hardest things that happened was I worked with a village and I got a building. And part of the deal with the building was I needed to be renovated and operated in a certain time frame. And then COVID happened and I wasn't able to do it. And I had to give up my spot that I spent time, effort, energy. I mean, like, I'm talking day and night by myself, cleaning the building out, all of this stuff. And I lost it because I didn't have the capital to make it happen. And what they don't tell you is when you're bootstrapping, then you're maxing out your credit card, you're doing everything you can to keep it going because this is your passion, this is your dream.
Right.
But when it failed, it was like, like, what am I gonna do now? And then if it wasn't for the fact that I have really good friends, I got great circle. And then people that I've met while I was doing it, that had tasted the product, they were like, nah, man, you gotta keep going because this is good. This is worth existing in the space.
Right.
And so I took a little time to lick my wounds, and then you got to get back at it. And so that's part of why we're doing things the way we are now, like partnering with another more established distillery so that they can help me get over that hurdle. And then the other part is me doing things like this, which a couple years ago I never would have done. But I will say one of my favorite things is my friends. I've got friends in Chicago that are born and raised in Chicago that went to school with me when I was back 30+ year friend. And when I was turning 50 a couple years ago, I was trying to get pictures. Nobody had no pictures of me except for like 3 or 4. And I pride myself on that. It's like I was always there, but you never need to see me. I'm in the cut, make it do what it do, but this is me.
You probably got a lot of kids, man, that child support. How many kids you
I have 6 kids and 6 grandkids. For real?
Oh, yeah. Well,
I have 5 dollars.
I wouldn't be in no picture of me. There you go, Mom.
My youngest
He
is
had
30, 26.
31.
I'm way out of town for it.
Mama. He at the house picnic. There you go. You say your kids, what now? I'm sorry.
My youngest is 26, so I'm way beyond all the child support. I'm a grandpa now. I'm living a whole different life, and I'm loving it.
Oh man, that's cool. That's
But that's why I'm doing this. I mean, for me right now, the biggest thing is, like I said, my goal personally is to launch 100 brands and me make 100 people successful in the space where we buy so much product, but we profit off about 1-2% of it. And I'm talking about if you include Uncle Nearest, which by far is the biggest of us right now, we still only make up about 1% of this industry, and we probably support dollar-wise 30-35% of this industry.
Do you believe this shit about them and all the shit they're going through? Do you really believe that?
I mean, it can happen. I mean, you got to look at the fact that they were able to make a meteoric rise, and sometimes with that comes the opposite growing thing of trying to make sure you got all your ducks in a row. People, I am super conservative about stuff because I'm an engineer. I'm always trying to plan it. That's what I do. But a lot of folks are like, when you're going fast and you're going hard and you're dependent on other people, you don't control everything they do because you're focused on the vision and you're moving forward. And the bulk of my career, I've always been the person supporting a visionary. This is the first time in my life that I'm the person in the front. And so, like, the problem I've had was I like doing the back stuff. And so now I'm forcing myself to do the front stuff, but now I got to find somebody to do the stuff I would do. And so I'm using, like, I always tell people, I'm happy there are people in front of me so they can clear the brush, make a way, give people a vision to understand that a Black person, a woman, a Hispanic person can own a premium brand. Because I feel like we have not gotten to the point where we see us as the value proposition. Everybody else does. If you look at every major marketing, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, all they depend on us to bring, I don't use the word I don't like, that swag. We bring that to brands globally, like nationally in the United States. If they want something to be cool, they gonna get Pharrell to do the hook on the commercial. If they want something to be fly, you got Timberland, which I've been wearing my whole life because I'm from Brooklyn. But guess what? Now they got Spike Lee and them doing Timberland commercials right now. Right. Because we are the culture. But the problem is sometimes we forget that we are the value. And they don't get that for us to do the same thing, we have to be better. Mm-hmm. So when I give you my stuff, and when I talk to people about what I make, I know I made it to be the best. Because before I can get into a Benny's or to a casino and all of that, I've got to jump through hoops because I am a minority. I gotta be a minority certified business to present my product. But I know my product's better. Why do I have to prove that I am who I am? You have to prove you're a minority to get the certification because you got to jump through that hoop in order to even present. So my stuff got to be good because I got to jump through the hoop before I even get a chance for you to try it. But we have to convince us that we bring value. And whenever we do anything, I always feel like I hold me to the highest standard possible because I don't ever want to affect the person that's coming after me. Because whoever comes after me, if you had a bad experience with me, you'll be like, yeah, I had a black-owned gym before. It wasn't all that. And it was terrible. And he wasn't cool and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah, we do. We are hard on us.
Yeah.
You guys got a whole thing going now. They're being sued about Dr. and tequila. But you still hear everybody talk about they going too far to order that Grappatano.
Yeah, man. That's gonna lead to another one. Do we have something?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we have a couple things online, but first, tell me where can we find your spirits?
Right now, nowhere. But
We know how to get to nowhere.
We will be relaunching probably at the beginning of the year. I'd like to relaunch at the end of the year, but we got to make sure we dot the I's and cross the T's, like I said.
Second, what sets your spirits apart from others? You said you made the comment that yours are the best, and I don't doubt that. But what sets your spirits apart?
I'll take our gym. I'm gonna go with our gym. So I know historically a lot of us have had bad experiences, whether with bumpy face, knotty head, green drag, whatever you want to call the old school gym that we all enjoyed. And so when I set out to make my gym, I literally grabbed a couple of my peeps that are bar and restaurant folks and went to Benny's and bought everything on the top shelf. And we literally did a drinking playoff bracket of gins to try to figure out what flavor profile we liked and who we wanted to compete against. And that is kind of how we started with like, I want to be better than the best for the category I'm pursuing. And so our green label gin, I call it our citrus gin. I literally designed it to make cocktails. It is a gin made to make all your classic cocktails. It's juniper berries, little gin history. In order for something to be gin, juniper has to be the bulk of the ingredients. So 51% has to be juniper. So that's why all gins, no matter who makes them, kind of have a similar smell on the front because they all have to have. That's the rule. So that's the rule because gin was basically the first flavored vodka. Vodka used to taste like crap. They need to do something to make it taste better. That's how gin was born. The rules around gin, every spirit has rules. The rules around gin, number one is 51%, let's say 51% juniper, and then you can have whatever else you want. There are people that put 31 things. They say you got to climb this mountain and you got to pluck this flower, and that's what we use. No, we have 6 ingredients in our gin. We use what we needed to get a profile that will make the perfect martini, that will make a bee's knees, that will make those classic gin cocktails the best that you're going to have and you're going to appreciate. And then to give value to people, gin to me, minimum should be about 90 proof. In order to keep all of the flavor that we get from the process in the gin, we've got to keep it at a higher proof. And if you see gin at a lower proof, you'll notice it's cloudy. And then you'll see when you add water, sometimes the gin is cloudy. And it's called lotion. Louchind is the actual word. But that's the effect of the oils that are collected in the gin making process coming out of solution. Because they're not super water soluble, but they're soluble in ethanol. So we do our gins at 100 proof. So you get the value of having a stronger spirit, but I get the satisfaction of giving you a lot more flavor in the product.
So let me ask you this. You mentioned water. So I know the water probably has to be filtered, but what is the pH balance in the water?
It all depends. So depending on the product. So I'm gonna use his vodka. So for the vodka brand I make for him, Copod, we use only distilled water in the whole process of making it because of the flavor profile that we worked out that he wants. Now my vodka is made with Midwest corn and it starts off with well water.
Oh, wow.
So it brings a whole different thing to the beginning of it. And then after I distill the vodka, then I use filtered water in it, but I don't use distilled water like I use in it because I'm trying to keep a certain flavor profile. So my vodka is a little sweet because it's made from corn. We distill it, so you still get some of that in there. And so the hardest part when we're talking about water is how much water to add to something. Because you think when you're putting whiskey in a barrel, you're putting it in at 120 proof or 130 proof, 140 proof, and then you're diluting that flavor down. So from my school of thought after learning about distilling, I put my whiskey in the barrel as close to the proof I want it to be because I want all of the flavor I can get in every drop versus doing it at 140 and then cutting it back down and then blending 3 or 4 batches to try to even it out and get to that point. I want every barrel product I make to be good enough to be a single barrel, where somebody will come in and say, I want this whole barrel. But when it's products like vodka and everything else, so vodka, you want it as clean as possible, in my opinion. That's what vodka is for. My rum is the complete opposite of the vodka. Yeah, and the reason I don't do a dark rum is because I'm following a West Indian Caribbean flavor profile, like your Ray and Nephew, that kind. I'm making a clear rum that's got that rum funk. You ever go on a cruise and you get the drink package and you're drinking all the rum drinks? You go home, you make them with Bacardi, they don't taste as good. Because Bacardi is like a softer, more delicate rum, and the rum you're getting on the cruise ship's got some punch to it, it's got some bite. And that's what we made. We wanted to make a rum that's a differentiator of stuff that's made here. We weren't copying the big brand, we were copying the smaller boutique island brand with our flavor profile.
Okay, we got any more questions out there? Yes, sir.
Yeah, we do. We actually have a couple of them. I got to get back to them. My brother said, listening to you makes him want to start moonshine.
I know, right?
That is against the law. And I look at my friend that is in the business of protecting the law. That is against the law. You should not do it. Don't do it.
Start an eyebrow raise.
Yeah. But if you hang out with me, we're gonna make it so that you'll have an opportunity to make your own.
Oh, that's cool.
We're gonna have some programming at our location where people will be able to understand and go through the process of making spirits. And because my biggest thing is, for me, the spirits and everything I do, it's all about creating situations where we can all come together and just be ourselves. And at the end of a long week, no matter whether you're blue collar, white collar, whatever your job is, sometimes you just want to sit in a space with your peeps and relax. And when you're doing that, most of the time there's an adult beverage at hand. And I just want to contribute to that moment because some of my greatest moments have been those moments sitting with my folks, just having fun.
So let me ask you this. In Chicago, I know there was a husband and wife, Norvell. They have like a distillery. And, I think they were doing more whiskey. They're like over around Goose Island. And you could go there for a taste. Is it Corvell?
Yeah.
Cobalt.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Cobalt.
I've been doing it. I have met probably every distillery owner in the greater Chicagoland area. Because I'm not just a maker, I'm also a fan. So I tell people all the time when I talk about making brands and creating. They're like, "Are you making your own competition?" I'm like, "Who else you go to and they only got one bottle of liquor on their shelf?" And I feel like in this industry, and especially with us in this industry, we've got a lot of runway before I feel like we'll have a glut of Black-owned, women-owned, and Hispanic-owned products. Because I feel like I would love to be able to go to my pizza house and see my whiskey up there, see some Alexander James up there,
Cool.
see Renard whiskey up there. I want to go everybody house I go to, I want to see us partnership. Not because anybody else's stuff ain't good, just because I know that you understand and see the value in what we produce. And that's a big part of it.
You know what? My chef buddy, he was instrumental in getting a black-owned bourbon. It started with wine, black-owned bourbon onto the cruise ship, right? We cook on the Soul Train cruise, and it's called Black Eat. Black Eat. They're out of Michigan, right? In the Idlewild. Husband and wife. They first started doing wine, but then they went over to doing bourbons. We've cooked with it, man, and we had them come on the cruise last year, and
If I get invited to a cruise, I got witnesses. I want to make sure we work this deal out in public.
yeah, watch this. So, hey, Ron, he want to come on the cruise, but he gonna have to give us some of this first. But anyway, so shout out to Chef Ron, Chef Dre, Ricky the chef. We go by the name of My Frequency Jewelry. You can look us up, and we.
I could bring me and two other chefs and we could like challenge y'all. Is that what you're saying? Is that
If you,
right?
I know
that you said versus. I just want to know. If they're like,
Hey, you know what? I don't think that's what you want, but yeah, man. You know, make it easy on
I
yourself.
live in Chicago. I used to work for Chef Joho, so I might call him up. Give me a Michelin chef on my squad.
I'm gonna give the James Beard chef on my squad. Shout out to Chef Eric Williams, Virtue Restaurant, my mentor. So man, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. You got to stick to this. But anyway, so we got that bourbon, or Chef Ron got that bourbon on the cruise line, Holland Cruise, right? So imagine this is the only African American spirit on this cruise ship, and everybody is doing. So when you say your circle of friends, yeah, it's cool to have a circle of friends. It's the right circle, though. You know, that's the other part of it. And man, I wish that for you, man, because I could see it happening because it happened to them, man. And it's a phenomenal bourbon. I don't know if it's in Benny's, but it's in Belgium's. So check it out. It's called Black Eden. Have you had it, bro?
No. I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, check it out. Please check it out, man. So we're gonna talk offline on that too, because the thing that I keep coming back to, and what makes me scratch the weave out of my hair, is that as a distillery, how could you get into a liquor store or wherever if you're a distillery and you have, what's the main line? Because even though they're all phenomenal, what's the main line? What's your number one?
Honestly, right now I'll say our gin, our green label gin, our rum, with the purple label was the last thing we did before we kind of shut everything down. But I'm going to, when we re-engage and get back out there, I'm going to be working primarily. I'm gonna do a two-pronged approach. We're gonna go back to doing our whiskey. That's gonna be one, because that did really well. However, it was one barrel at a time. You know, we didn't have a barrel program. Like, I'd make a barrel, a couple of months later, I got some extra dollars, I make another barrel. But as soon as it was ready, it was gone. because the people that knew I did it, that's exactly. And that comes back to the capital piece. If I had the resources, then I would have had 50 barrels available at that time instead of just one, and then we got to wait another 6-8 months before the next one, which is, no way to run up. You can't get on a shelf at Benny's if you can't supply a product.
So I'm glad you're here because here's another question I wanted to ask. How much is a barrel?
It depends on the spirit, but I'll give you a good way to gauge. If you fill a barrel about, let's say, 50 gallons, you get 5 bottles per gallon. Yeah, so that's why they call it fit. A 750 milliliter is 1/5 of a gallon. So you're gonna get that 5 times however many gallons you have left in the bottle. And then if you look at it from a retail standpoint, let's just say $40 a bottle for a good whiskey, a decent whiskey. So you got 40 times 5, so $200 a gallon for product times however many gallons. So that's the way you can look at it, kind of on a quick and easy scale. But if you're doing something like a bespoke barrel pick that you're the only one who's going to have, it's going to run you about $75-$80. It's going to run you more because that means the distiller is going through and pulling barrels from his warehouse, and he's giving you kind of first dibs on your own flavor profile that you're going to decide. So you'll see a lot of liquor stores you'll see barrel picks, and they'll do it like Makers and all of that. And think about it, regular bottle of Makers, $35-$40. One of those barrel pick bottles, $80, $90, just because you're paying that premium to have a product that's just short. And that was kind of my bread and butter. Everything I did was like bespoke. It was like everybody, if you had it and you knew, you was in. If you did, you didn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was down at the Buffalo Trace distillery, right? Man. And all I was thinking in the one building, billions of dollars just sitting up there. They could never freaking go broke. Just money.
I don't know the number. I want everyone to Google how much Jack Daniel pays in taxes for bourbon that's their whiskey that's in the warehouse. That's the money. What people don't get, I'm probably telling too much, but I'm gonna give you this. Half of the price of anything you buy, spirit-wise, is tax and markup. As the person who makes the product, I make less than everybody else in the chain, including the government. It is a numbers game. So if this bottle is, we're gonna round it up at $30. So 30 minus 30%. That's how much the retail store paid for the bottle. So you take 30%, then they got to have room to work and make their profit. Then when they buy it, they have to buy it from a distributor, buy it all, and guess what? Distributors get 25, 30%. So they take 30% off of that price that they're paying. And that's the price I get to sell to the distributor. And part of the reason why I'm a manufacturer distill is because in Illinois, you can get self-distribution if you're a small enough producer. That gives me the opportunity to earn more money being a producer. So if the bottle is $27.99 at Benny's, I have to sell the bottle for the same price. So I'm not not undercutting the retailer. But the difference is if I sell it at my tasting room, I get all of my $27. So that's a concession that they gave to small producers, which is another reason why I'm a producer as opposed to just a brand owner. Because I wanted to have that kind of control. And because I knew I was going to make a lot of different products, I wanted to be able to hold on to a little more money and create a cocktail program. Because if we've got a 750 right here and we're pouring very heavy for a friendly environment, you may get 15 shots. You may get 15 shots at the bottle. So my $30 bottle, if I'm charging $10 a cocktail, is now $150 bottle. That's the other reason for having the tasting and a place where I can sell products that I make directly because it increases. And that's part of what you got to think of when you decide what lane to go.
Yeah, you increase and all that money is your money.
Exactly.
That's all your money. So, well, how can we get more diversity into the spirits or distillery industry amongst us?
I think we've got to start. All right, this. All right, for me, we don't like being of service.
Oh, well, come on, man.
Listen to me, man. We look down on service jobs. People aren't going out to be of service to other people as their means of earning money. We don't get into service industry like we used to, and we kind of look down on it. And you can tell how we treat service people. That is why we don't do it, because of how we treat them, and that is the thing. The spirits, beverage, and food industry is a service-based industry. And all the people that I know that are in it and being successful, they have a high service orientation. All of the chefs I know that run successful restaurants, they want you to be happy and satisfied. They come out, they talk to you, they work the room with their managers, they run the table. And the spirits industry is no different. I think that we're growing in the number of brands that we have being represented, which is awesome. And I think with that, we've got, like, the state of Illinois now has a couple more Black-owned distribution companies, which is something we traditionally didn't have. And that's the thing. This industry has a lot of different lanes you can go into. There's transportation just for spirits. You gotta have approved to be able to transport. There's distribution. There's printing. I gotta have labels. I gotta have
White label.
White labeling is a whole different. But literally the labels I use, printing the label, making the merchandise, there's brand. All of this stuff goes into this. The bartending, tastings. There's a lot that goes into this. It's not just the booze in the bottle. And I think we've got to get in that whole workflow. We need to own all of the channels. I want to be able to at one point buy everything from a black farmers, make my product all the way through the entire supply chain by us. Like some food for us, by us, for grain and flax.
Hey, I got another question. Have you ever thought of online? Have you ever thought about, or do you have a subscription service like Barrel Club or Cooper's Hawk?
I have actually been using AI to work on that very thing, and that is definitely one of the things we're looking at trying to create when we relaunch. And because we make so many products, like I was saying, because my goal has always been to make stuff, we're going to be able to offer a monthly box that's going to be centered around a different spirit and a different cocktail. So in the course of a year, there may be 3 boxes that are vodka, 2 boxes that are whiskey, and it's going to be that kind of thing. I don't know who came up with that question, but that we are working on that.
Actually, that was from the owner of the lounge who's sitting behind me, Marquise. Well, no, but I thought it was a great question.
And right now, because we're in Indiana and cigar lounges can have bars, in Illinois right now, I told you we make cocktails and garnishes and all of that. We're doing BYOB kits. So you'll get, because there you got to pay a corkage fee and you can bring your spirits in, but we're going to have old fashioned syrup, dehydrated orange garnish, a little sachet of bitters, and then we're going to have salts. We make 6 different salts for the rim. And that's what we're doing for places that don't have bars in them. We're going to make kits so that they can experience the bar experience when they're out by themselves.
Yeah, Tony Jones online said, did he say he had 6 kids and 6 grandchildren? So I thought I'd just give that out.
5 girls and 1 boy.
Someone else said, Latarsha said, is anyone available for vendor opportunities? So I'm not sure what that meant. But yeah, that was it online.
Reach out to me and let me know. Yes, the answer is always yes to a sale. We'll figure out.
That's cool.
Got any questions from the audience?
Yeah, well, I got one more. Which one of these? I mean, I know you brought, because you have some infused cigars with some of your spirits. What type of cigars pair well with some of your spirits?
from what I've got from visiting a lot of cigar lounges, because I told you I'm not a cigar aficionado. Basically, for the neat drinkers, for the people that drink neat, it's the vodka and the rum. And those are the rum is usually the people that like the more robust cigar that's got some spice to it, because the rum, like I said, is built to kind of stand up to that, and you want to still got that flavor of whiskey. The vodka, I say, for the people like me that like smoking the flavored cigars, the infused cigars, the vodka, because I'll do vodka on ice. When I'm smoking sticks, I'm usually drinking my spirits either neat or I'm doing like a lemonade, like a 1-in-1 or a tonic and a soda. Because if I'm smoking a cigar, even though, like I keep saying, I'm not a pro at it, I like to get the flavor of the cigar itself. The same way when I'm drinking a spirit, I want to get the flavor of the spirit. So for me, I keep my consumption simple when I'm drinking and smoking together.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, the pairing of the and you, I mean, your line. I noticed you didn't say rum, because it seemed like rum. Does anybody really pair rum in the cigar?
Cigar.
Not really. I think it's,
Yeah.
what was that?
Zacapa is a good rum that they drink with.
Coffee and rum?
No, Zacapa. It's a
Oh,
rum. That's good pairing with.
the copper is a good rum.
Diplomatico is good.
Yeah.
And that'll pair well with a cigar?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I've done that.
Oh, okay.
I followed the Gapa rope all the way to the bottom. I don't be playing. And people drink the Gapa. It's rap. Yeah.
Oh,
There you go. Hey, I got a question. So when you're able to work through your situation where you can start selling the wine or go through a distributor to sell it or your spirits, have you thought about, this is something we talk about, participating with some of the cigar, like picnics, cigar week, things like that?
I've been to a bunch of them. I've participated all the time. It's just always been on a more kind of private scale. Like the people like with Shanti from Bohemian Cigar, if she sets up, everybody who knows that I'm gonna be there, knows that where we are is the whole thing. But
you're not selling.
no, we're not selling.
Oh, okay.
We're not
That's
selling.
good.
But it's just part of like, and the other part when you're doing like the cigar festivals and stuff that are in the parks and stuff, some parks don't allow it, and there's a lot of other rules. But I think when we do get back out there, we are going to be reaching out to it, and it's all just a matter of following the rules to make sure that whatever we're doing is not going to be detrimental to either community at whole, because that's a big thing for me. I want to follow rules because I like making money and I enjoy what I do, and I don't want to do anything that's going to jeopardize me. So we're gonna do it the right way. And once I know what that right way is, and if you can help me get it right, then we can make it happen.
What about out of town? Events out of town?
I've done events in Vegas because I used to run a restaurant in Vegas back in the day.
Oh, damn, what did you do, man? What were you doing in Vegas?
I was working for Lettuce Entertainment.
Which restaurant?
Eiffel Tower Restaurant, the best restaurant in Las Vegas.
Okay, okay.
Oh yeah. My resume ain't too bad. I'm just gonna say as far as but it's the same thing to me. I was always in the kitchen. I enjoyed doing it. I love creating. I love working with. And then when I came out front and worked in the bar, for me, I just enjoy the act of making something and watching somebody enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like when we're doing tasting, we got a big event coming up.
Yeah.
Clink Fest 2025.
So you're gonna be at Clink?
I've been at every Clink Fest, and look, Clink Fest 2025. I think the ticket's like $125. I promise you, you will not spend a better $125 in Chicago for a festival.
Yeah.
You got Black, women, people of color, own makers that have. There's going to be about 50 different brands of makers that are going to be out there from beer, wine, and spirits. So something for everybody. Then you're going to have chefs that they partner with Mariana. You're going to have chefs. It's not going to be no little charcuterie board. You get a cracker and a piece of slop. No, you're going to have a day of eating great food. You're going to have some of the best DJs around town all day, and it's all us. And it is a beautiful thing.
When
It was started by.
And it was started by Deshaun Lambert of Love Forestry. And we're waiting for and Joyce from She Rocks It, which is the nonprofit that's focused on bringing us to the forefront in representation. So if you say you're for us, you're about us, all things we do, and you can be there, it's gonna be this Sunday. It's from 2 to 8 or 3 days. It's either 2 to 8 or 3 days. Yeah, we're at Morgan Manufacturing Building. You can go on that. Go on that, Frank, sir. And we're going to be using the whole thing. Like, I think we're going to have 3 floors. There's going to be different activations going on throughout the day. I'm going to be there. I'm going to have a lot of different stuff that we make. And there's going to be, I'm going to find some time to make sure I get out there and enjoy everything everybody makes. If you want to see the best of Black spirit makers in and around Chicago area, and there's a lot of brands that are owned and based here, come to Clink Fest. And it's a sit and shop event. So you will be able to try spirits, beer, and wine from these makers, and then purchase their products right there. And then at the end of the show, toward the end of the show, you can pick up your products on the way out the door.
Yeah, I saw they've been advertising it on Facebook, Instagram. Yeah,
It's big, and one of our own in the cigar community, one of our sponsors, Ed Frank, Mobile.
Oh, yeah.
Mitzi will be out there with her mobile.
And she's been there every year.
Yeah.
And every year I slide on down there, grab me a stick.
Yeah,
slide back
yeah.
to the booth.
Yeah. So it's dope. It's dope. Yeah. So you'll be there.
Definitely. And you want to talk about how to get more of us in the industry? Support those of us that are in the industry. Because I would love for the next distiller to come from me. I want to make somebody a master distiller. I want to teach that. There's a lot of different things you can do in this industry.
My cousin, who's a chef, I'm gonna drop a name. He has a bourbon. His name is Danny. Danny Bourbon. Yeah.
Chef Dan.
Yeah, that's my cousin. And Danny's he's kind of taking the game to a different level. He has this thing called a ribbon and bourbon, right? Where Danny is a young cat, but he has an old school soul. So he'll do cooking demonstrations with live bands and all that shit. And he's a phenomenal chef.
But the coolest thing about that is he is carving a path. Nobody was doing that.
Nobody.
He's carving a different path using all the skills he had.
Yeah.
And we have to see the value in that. We got to see that is premium.
Yeah.
That is not a bunch of girls walking around and all the tops handing out shots. He's giving us something different, and we have to support the people that are doing that, because then that's where the next person comes from. I'm sorry. If I don't make any money and this only stays like this, the next person isn't going to think it's a viable option for them. You got to help us be successful for the next generation of this to exist.
Okay, now on the flip to that, then what you guys have to do is be more visible everywhere.
When we started this, I said I'm working on it.
Oh, okay, all right. So
My stretch goal is to be more out there.
right?
I'm working on
Let
it.
the church say amen.
Amen. If you are out there and you need me to come talk about spirits, talk about the industry, please reach out. Noel Garcia, I'm not hard to find.
Noel, we want to support your brand, man. We want to support you.
When we launch officially and everything is ready, I will come back and we will have a sit down. And we will have a sip and sit, because I'll be licensed in the state of Indiana.
There we go.
And I'll be able to buy from distributors right here at Element Cigar Lounge, and we're gonna get it in.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
I got.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. One question: would you ever consider a package bundle with Black-owned cigar line, like for cigar and Spirit of the Month?
These cigars are made by Bohemian Cigars infused with our spirits, and we are going to do that. And I would love to work with anyone that wants to do that kind of thing, because I'm all about us collaborating, and that could be that could be a whole separate subscription for the smokers. So steaks paired with cocktails, I like that. Hit me up.
When do you plan to get your license in Indiana or get into the Indiana market?
I'm gonna say Q1 2026.
Okay. Yeah. Those were the two questions I had. So.
Lynn had a question.
Better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Rather much.
I'm really enjoying what you're saying here, young man. Yeah, 6 kids, 30 grandkids. But what we've done is we've set up a platform here for you to put it out there, right? And you have a launch date prepared, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and with all of that and your culinary skills, have you thought about doing because we have some thoughts of a brunch series where you could actually couple food, your alcohol, and basically use that. And there's some platforms here in Indiana that might be interested in hiring you in that way. Is that something you're interested in?
I am open to any and all things that will bring the brand forward and also bring me forward while trying to do it. So most definitely. And we're actually doing a brunch coming up with Miss Beach in Illinois. She has a show and she's doing a women's brunch, and we're doing rum cocktails for that. So I love the idea of it. And I will say I have not formally cooked in the kitchen for real in probably about 5 or 6 years. So I'm a little rusty, but if I challenge, I'm sure we can
If you challenge,
Right.
you better go to the store tomorrow. And get some eggs, some bacon, or something, man. You're gonna have to get your skills up. You ain't been 5 years.
I cooked in 5 years.
Oh.
Do you have recipes, like drink recipes, like a recipe book?
We have,
You
yes.
can sell as well.
We
I
have
know your website. You have some merch, but is that part of it as well?
We do. We actually have recipe cards that go with all of our spirits, including the bitters. And I didn't even consider making those available outside of when we were doing private events. That's usually when I do those kind of things. I've got to start thinking more.
Man.
But think about it. I'm just used to the close knit. Like us in this room, we get it all. Whoever's outside, they miss it. That's different era, man.
Yeah.
Well, you're on
man.
YouTube and Facebook too.
Let's sit for your boy. Let's sit for your guy. Y'all moon shining together. Whatever. Tell us what you're doing, bro. Let's
You
get
want
the mic.
you want another chair up there to it? Come on down, man. This is the chair right. So we're bringing up Mr. Daryl Bester, the owner of Cropon Vodka. This is gonna be our first major brand that we are putting out. So I only got 99 more to go. The cool thing about him is he is a big part of why on the fly, of why I'm making this big push to get out there more, is because see, he's on the radio. He does a lot of things already. And
He's
so
on the radio.
yeah, he's on. He will tell you all of this, but he is the reason I am taking that step from behind the curtain to move forward, because he saw what I was doing and he got to know me and he said, "Man, what you're doing is great. You gotta get out there." And so part of that came through us working on his brand, but now in general, he's trying to help me be out there and do more.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, well, hey, brother. Welcome to Unplugged, my brother.
1, 2, 3. Hey.
Yeah. Man, welcome,
Now I'm
man.
gonna put my mic down.
No. What's your name again, brother?
They're a Mr. MC on the best.
The best.
But on the radio, it's Bloody Love.
Hey, he got a voice.
Chicago.
You hear that
Ah,
voice,
yeah.
brother?
Yo, dude, you know
Yes, sir.
what's funny about that, right? In the fantasy football leagues I played in, and then no, my wife watching. And when I go out of town, I go by Buddy Love.
Come on, man. Come on, man. It's
Not even back to my favorite.
You buy the bills too, huh?
No, I'm not, man. No, I'm not. Yeah. So, bro, welcome, man. Welcome, man.
Thanks.
And
Man, I'm loving this. You got them out. You know, I've been working on this.
really,
Yes. Been working on it. And I'm proud of it. I'm almost like a proud mom.
wow.
This dude, when I first met him, it's been 4 years.
How'd y'all meet?
Man, you know, we two friends, man. We share a business package space together. And so when I met him, I was in package space. So that was the name of my chemist company.
Oh,
So with that, I wanted to do an infused drink in that space.
right.
But I also sit with the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. So with that in mind, the policy, legal ramifications. So I said, man, I don't want to go through that. How can I join you, what you do? But then at his suggestion, he said, I don't want you to join. Start your own company. That way we could not private. And that way if something happens on mine, I can keep pushing. Yeah, you know, so like we were talking about earlier, when we got shut down at the facility, that didn't stop what I was, telling my soul brand. So I basically I almost like look at like a wholesale because I have a catalog of different brands, but I just rolled out vodka with the vodka.
And that was what we were talking about earlier, getting into the space, everything from the grain to the production to the distribution to the wholesaling, having that entire channel, that entire workflow funnel, whatever term you want to use, being able to hand it off from us to us to us to us, recirculating that dollar. And that's the thing. When he wanted to join me, I was like, no, I want you to be standalone because you're going to be one of my 100. So I only got 99 left.
Okay, so well, here's another question. You guys have this. You got the brands, but where in the fuck can we find you guys at, man?
Full brand. So I'm in different restaurants, so you still trying to get 4 babies. So yeah, so we just started. I just signed my distribution here about a month.
Okay.
Shout out to Wine Series Black on.
Black Oak Distribution.
By one Keisha Murray. So teamed up with them. I did that first.
Right.
And I was like, the only way we're gonna grow in this space, we gotta work.
Right.
That means we're gonna probably have to start where we are right now, ground up. So we can roll. Let's do it. I mean, we're gonna have some learning curves, but the connections, the connections with people, right? So shout out to my man Alex back there. I knew he back there to cut. So he kept us on point as far as what we can do. So my business is set up as a business in Manhattan. That's why
Oh, you're
here, right? But still,
Oh,
you need to have. Like, Chicago, maybe Illinois, Michigan. So even though my business is still need a distributor to do business,
Right.
but part of the city, raised south side, so it was always going to be, you have to go in the whole wall.
Yeah.
Back in the days, it was cheers. I
Yeah.
What they know what I'm in there. Drinking,
Right.
excuse me, honey, and talking like
Right. Man, I never did. There you go. Right.
So that gave me homework when I first got with it. He said, look, if you want to do it in the States, first thing I want you to do is go to the liquor store, look on the shelf, and imagine what your brand owns. So I said, okay, he's got a point. So my background is radio. I got real stuff. So my thing has always been, how do we put off the show? How do we get out here and do it different? Like, that's my father. Brother, what's what you call it? That's all.
Oh, I try to do this classic thing.
The classic.
Whenever I see that, I have to talk to that. Like, you know, that be looking dumb. But
To that point, this is look. Like I said, I mean, after something about what he loved, I wanted to keep it still and present this. So I studied French in high school, so I knew cocaine, French, and button. So I said, but let me change it. I'm gonna add a J for all my shows and Josephine's back on the block.
Oh,
And we gonna say
wow.
Copan. And Copan is share with friends. Copan. You know? So that's what Copan went.
and then mine is just NG.
Right.
Look, the engineer versus the field guy, like
Right.
NG, but blah, baby, work.
So when I told this, I said, man, I'm at this in a different angle. I'm still, even though looking at this as a liquor brand, I'm still running as a dealer. That's just so happens. So I said, we are ready about to become somebody else. Which means now I'm able to keep on the Booty Brothers. So we go by the Booty Brothers. That's B-R-U-T-H. Brothers.
Well, wait a minute. Blues Brother 1. I think we got a
Blues Brothers number 2.
I'm still not too happy about being number 2.
Can you hear me?
That's up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know if the mic is working right. So Mark said there's enough black-owned spirit companies that we don't have to drink the big box brand, and I agree with that. And the craft market is so good, especially the African American market with cigars and spirits. So I agree with that.
I honestly believe if we made a conscientious choice, we would never have to circle the block. Everything we need is on our block. I'll give you a great example. Mr. Bridgerson that owned Batters and Barracks in Olympia Field. I met him like 3 or 4 years ago at No Hotel with both members, and he was talking about wanting his bar, if possible, to have us, just us, what we make. And over the next couple of years, he set out to do that. And I gave him the hardest time before we put anything on the shelf. And when I went, everything that on the shelf that we make is up there. And then on his menu, all of his signature cocktails that are on the menu is made using our stuff. Not just us, my industry, our stuff. And he made a commitment to do it, and he did it, and he's doing it every day. And if every black-owned restaurant and bar carried 1, 2 of us on a consistent basis, then we get closer to what you were talking about, being able to bring more people on. Because for us, every bottle sale is growing our businesses, it's growing our brands, and it's going to help us be able to hire more of us to be in the space. But if you own a bar and a restaurant, Indiana, Illinois, and you're servicing your people, put your people on. Put us on the shelf. We're not making anything less quality. In fact, most of it is far superior to what we're getting out of any of the big brands. Put us on and let people know you put us on so they'll understand that we add value to this space. We're not just dancing around in Diddy videos holding bottles. We are makers, we are producers, we are business people trying to deliver quality to us.
And to that point, just like you said, we go in as black spirit. We basically have to educate you on that we do exist. Because they dominated through, prohibition, and they set the rules, right? So we have to look at the industry now and change the rules. But starting with our own, and it's a hard sell, man. It's not as easy as you think. There's some of the prime example I use, and my man back there, we use Tito's all the time. I've watched it. watched this format. I watched how he organically built out his brand to $1 billion brand annually every year. Why? Because he basically got out with the people, did social things with the people. I said, okay, I know that. So get out, shake hands, kiss legs, you know, they go get out there. That's what we do.
Right.
But it's still us. So it's like even when we go in the bar, the product, that bartender could be no how to speak without your orange, just as if you did there. You know, and that's the thing. That's how we. You know what I mean? But let me ask you a question before you say it.
Then what about getting a face to the brand? I don't know. Just if it's somebody famous or whatever.
No,
That's what.
no.
That's why you have food from.
I'm gonna tell you, go ahead. Keep
Keep it real.
This is how I look. But us creating the Blues Brothers, for me, I didn't really want to do it. But the way he explained it to me, and I get it. I can't control what a celebrity does. I can't control their choices. I can't control it. If I'm the one who's sweating and making this hours and coming up with recipes and formulas, if I can't sell it to you by presenting it by myself, I don't need you to buy it because somebody cute got it. I want the cute person to enjoy it, but I'm gonna be the front man. I'm like Phil Collins coming off the drums to the front.
Oh, okay.
I would love to have a celebrity endorsement. Like I tried this stuff, it's great. But I would love to create a brand for a celebrity. But me, as NG Distillery,
Right.
all you gonna get is NG.
Hey, let me interrupt there. You got a fan online. So Linnell, she didn't think that I advertised it, but I did. And she says, now you know, I love to try new products. She also said, Lord, we have eye candy. And then she said,
Wait a minute, I'm on here every day on here.
Not George, see what I'm saying?
wait.
God, don't read no more of her shit.
No, it gets better. She said, but I love this. Two kings making it do what it do. So, yeah, Linnell is all over it, baby.
Hey, Linnell, she an Aquarius.
Hey,
I'm feeling good on our blood right now.
Hey.
We put the TV.
hey, hey. So what's your website? And I'll put it in the chat as well. Because she did ask for it. I might, if you got your numbers, I might need to put that in there too.
Everything is at NG Distillery. If you just search at NG Distillery, Instagram and all that, is that Copan Vodka or just Copan? Yeah.
And you can go to the Blues Brothers. That's BRUTHS.
It says, spell it again.
Blues Brothers or Copan.
Both.
Copan, that's COPHAN. Vodka.
Yeah, what does Copan mean again?
It means to share with friends.
Share with friends.
Your wife will be auditing the email.
Hey, hold on, man. The ball here to you. She gonna slap you on that. She like, baby, go some leg, man.
Yeah.
All
right.
Do what you do.
You'll put it Copan ass. You better go Copan your ass on out of here. Go. The Blues Brothers. Boy, I tell you,
Yeah, come on, baby. Go ahead. You do it.
God, that Blues Brothers.
That's what that is.
That's crazy, though.
BOOZE.
Your OCE, brother. Not the brothers.
Brothers.
For the coach.
Okay, for the culture. Yeah, that's dope, man. So it seems like you guys know the right people, right? For the culinary world, and you're doing Clink Fest. Clink, that's gonna be bananas.
About 1,500 people.
Yeah.
About 800.
To all the fellas out there, I'm gonna give
You
you
gotta go. Yes.
There was 800 people there. There was 600 women at Clean Fest.
Yes.
There were about 200 dudes. Some of them were with their homegirls and their wives. That festival is nothing but women coming out together to have a great day because the food is good, the drinks is good. It's gonna be a good time. And fellas, if you go on the line and look at the videos from the former Clean Fest, you will see that what I'm saying is true.
Yes, sir.
Y'all tasked me $100 in one night. Y'all might as well buy a ticket to this event. I wanted to sell out because by selling it out this year, I think 1,500 will be selling it out. We need to sell this event out to show them why the event exists, that we can drive dollars. Because at the end of the day, for us to get into the Benny's and the Beth's and all these other, and the A&S and all of those stores, we've got to be able to move product off shelves. And if we can't prove that we like it, we dang sure can't prove that the general public is going to like it and for them to give us a chance. We've got to represent in our space first.
Hey, I need to go back to Linnell.
Go
She
for it.
said, "No, I am a Virgo. Oh, excuse me, a Virgo. Call me."
Liddell, ready.
You gonna make that call.
Liddell, ready.
Yeah.
You gonna make that call.
I gotta tell
Hey,
Linnell.
Linnell.
Hey, wait. Gotta tell Linnell his number is 777-9311.
Go.
Linnell knows a cigar. She's a cigar aficionado. Strong black woman. Strong black woman. Man. Thank you for always supporting. She always on here. Always, right? Yeah.
I'll be back as soon as we're official in the great state of Indiana.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be this until 2026. Got Blues Brothers and their television show. I told you I didn't see that this show. Called 4 Decisions with the Blues Brothers. Traveling the globe, talking about all things blues and acting blues, folks. Doing what we do best.
Yes.
I'll be there. That's
It's called 4 Decisions.
Yes, sir.
What the hell?
Hey, got your attention though, didn't it?
Give me a preference. So, I mean, because
Scenario. He and this guy, you know, 4 the best. And we got NG for MB. That's not medical doctor. That's absolutely good. And we travel the globe, giving you the best of the best in each and every country, state, on what good liquor is. I break it down on the slapstick and use the seriousness. But we're going to have a good time as we do what we do. Because we keep it rough up, we keep it nice.
Hey, George.
I said I took me the microphone.
Hey, George.
Please, you are free.
So we got another one.
Hey.
Marquis Jolly. He said we make a conscious effort at Elements to carry black-owned black cigar owners and black-owned spirits and beers as well. So
And that,
the Moors,
I got my boys out in the car. I am a fan of us.
Funky Town Brewery.
Oh, yeah, no, my God.
Yeah.
Look, I'm looking at the camera where my theme song is. I told them they need a theme song. You can't have a name Funky Town and ain't got no themes. Come on. But yeah, but it's a very simple thing for restaurant bar owners to make a conscious choice to say, I'm gonna have us on the bar. It's not that hard. It's a very simple conscious choice to make.
Well, you know what? You all are plugging shit. You know. What is it? Blues Brothers around the world, or pour at your own risk.
Hey, okay, come on.
Whatever.
Hey, I love to come on here.
But you want to know what's funny? When we're talking about the issues and everything that we started doing was while we were trying to figure out the next move after it didn't go our way. So us sitting around talking about the business and okay, when we get back right, what's the next play? What's the next move? He started working on me about you're gonna have to get out here. You're gonna have to talk to
Right,
three
right.
people at a time, you know. And that's how all of this other stuff. I started making the cocktail garnishes because I had product. I couldn't sell anything. I'm sitting at home just coming up with cocktails. And I'm like, dang, I need some garnishes. And then I made dehydrated garnishes. And then I started working on some more cocktails. And I'm like, okay, I need it. And I worked on the salt. So it was all stuff that was related to booze, but not booze. But I'm making it while I'm working on this in the space of trying to make sure that when I do it again, I do it better.
You know what? Here's two brothers that I want you all to check out that you two kind of favor you more than you, right? AC Barbecue, right? AC Barbecue was started, or they have a barbecue sauce. It's Cedric the Entertainer and Anthony Anderson.
I do that.
Right.
Do we need to challenge them? I don't know lately. I just be feeling like
I know you.
I'm just the mode right now.
Look at this brother. He looked like Sid. And
So that means I'm Anthony Anderson.
that's a bigger version. That's a bigger version. Man. You know, you a little bit more girthy.
You know what?
It's good.
I'm concerned you use that word, but I appreciate that you use that word.
There you go.
Please, ladies, prefer to be a girthy going
There
forward.
you go. You gonna get a lot
That's a girthy looking man. That's what I want.
Hey, instead of traveling the world, they want to travel the girth.
There you go, man.
They gonna want to go around the girth.
They want to thank them.
Right. They want to see if they can have child number 7.
Oh,
I'm sorry, ladies.
Yeah.
That thing has been shut down.
There you go.
Hey, you better watch out.
Fried down and laid to the side, baby. No, thank you.
You better watch out. Linnell's probably coming out.
yeah.
And you know what, man? When I'm talking about a shameless plug, here's something that I'm gonna do in 2026 that it's not new, but it's new, and it's gonna be called No Post Party, right? No Post Party. So you can't steal it out there in social media because I already put it out there. No Post Party. Details are coming real soon. But I can tell you, at this No Post Party, I'm looking for the Blues Brothers. I'm looking for Clink. I'm looking for the Wise Men. I'm looking for people for the cigar community, the culinary world, everything for a No Post Party. All right? So stop talking shit. And if you get an invite, you'll understand why. It's called the No Post Party. Yeah. Another.
Now, y'all know if I don't get it, everybody, I'm going to have to see him. Right?
I know, right? Yeah, it's a No Post Party. You know, you figure it out, right? So, man, we got another question, man.
Yeah, what other events do you have planned besides Clink and coming up? For
Oh, yeah. I'll be tomorrow. I'll be at Conference Theater tomorrow. Doing taste.
they're going to be our guest in a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah. Of course. My God. Then I'm at Merchandise Market next week.
Oh, fuck. You a merchandise bar.
So I work with brand. That's what you got to do. I was with Tweet. Yeah. A couple weeks ago. So I gave her an
What
autograph.
working, man? Wait. So what are you doing at merchandise bar?
Tasting. And so we got
In one of the showrooms or
so
the fuck yeah, for the buyers, you know?
that's right. See? Oh, man. It's a different hustle, man. So it's like even how I even look at the space where most people don't. So I've actually pitched to other countries. But I sit on the international team for the national blockchain conference. So I'm able to talk with people from the diaspora. So I did something. Hey, people was that about 2 months ago? Did China, Venezuela, Costa Rica. So what I do, I have black body. I say black, I do mean black. So I'm going to that will vary with. They love it. We got something coming up into the month. Chile.
Yeah.
It's,
Got one on the bottom.
it's on the international side, and because the thing is, we sleep on that because we're not told about it. Other countries love spirits. They love us. They love spirit. And by being they want it. So I mean, there's a lot of work to do. Action, procedures, and all that. But big on the global side, now you talking to people, even though this company is in this nigga system, it's still good. But my thing is, you don't know what we're doing. Let's see what happens. Right, you know, and that was the thing. I was moving it before. One thing I can't do, I can talk. Yes, sir. I'm good at that talk. It's almost like that scene in
Hey man, what you read, man? The streets been missing you, man. What that real?
So that's what it is. Give ourselves a fight chance. I would say that's everything. Hey, can you get sure okay? I'll get back to the name. Right, let's see how we can do it. And it's working to the tune of like you said. The biggest thing is always the capital investment. You're showing that you can bring something to the table. You've got people excited. So like I said, that's one of my investors sitting right there. You out on the street with us.
So do you have investors as well, Joel?
Very limited. And
Are you looking for
I know
investors? Are you looking for investors?
we are now looking for investment. We're now getting to the point where we're looking for investors because again, I'm the first one to say this has been part of my personal growth. I've always thought of myself and nicknamed as Superman. I believe I can do everything because I've done so many things, but I got to the point where I realized that in order to get to where I need to go, I need the rest of the justice system. You know, and that was a big thing that I had to come to grips with because he'll tell you, you know, when we first met, he wanted to come do some stuff, and I'm like, yeah, meet me over here by this time. By the time he get there, it's already set up. And he's like, but it took a while before I felt like I know he's gonna be there, and I know we can do this, and that's that growth thing, that growth. But we are looking for investors for NG Distillery. And a big part of that I told you about our mission and goal is to create the whole spectrum of products and but to also launch 100 different brands for different people. And that's kind of my focus, and that's what I'm looking for investment around, making enough of the product so that all the people that want it can get it. I'm in a very fortunate position. I can say I have a lot of people that want the product. And I have people that when I'm out and about and they see me, they mad because I don't got it on me and they can't buy it. And it's a great place to be in, and it makes me make sure that I'm on point, and when things get back rolling, to make sure that they stay rolling so that I can serve the people that put their faith in me.
You know what, man? You are the combination of New York, and you say you went to school down in Alabama, right? Because you got that New York hustle. Because when I was in New York, the funniest shit I ever seen was seeing guys out there vending cold as fucking December.
Yeah.
The brothers were out in New York, cold as shit. So that's the hustle part. But then laid part is that Alabama Tuskegee, where you kind of laid back, you know, you're gonna wait for. So I see it.
And it's just the way I am to a fault because of what I do for a living too. My job is to make sure things go right, on time and under budget. Like that's what project managers do, and we keep the. And so, doing it for myself, I think I was worse. I was like,
You were hard on yourself.
like in engineering, you call it an MVP, the minimum viable product you can get to people. I've been making booze over 30-something years, and then I still found a way to make sure I had to take some more trials. Now, when we first met, he let me, he did my homework, and he came back and said he seriously wanted to do it. I was like, all right, give me a name and a design for the logo. He got it to me the next day. I handed him a bottle of product with that logo on it and that design to say, okay, go make it happen.
So how it's gin or is it vodka?
Vodka.
It's vodka.
About
So how is your vodka distinctly different than
when we were talking about water earlier. For
okay.
his vodka, it's only distilled water that gets used in the process because you want to keep a certain flavor profile. Mine is filtered water, but because of the way I make, and my vodka tastes totally different. Like mine is a little sweeter and it's corny. It's like a nice base for fun stuff. His is like that. It's that smooth, ultra premium kind of
Call it slow burn.
Yes.
yeah, and I will tell you, this is my dude, but he's a pain in the ass.
So what do
You
you
will
make?
not believe how many different ways you can make damn vodka. He tried to make me make every single different kind he did.
What do you make your vodka from, and what do you make yours from?
They're both made from corn. But the difference is, so when you're making booze, you need some like Moonshine 101. I'm sure you guys have heard the heads, the hearts, and the tails. Those three were going to cut points when you're taking spirit. You can start with the same base and create, let's just say, 10 different products just based on where you cut the spirit. Even when you're making vodka, which has to be over 90% pure. It's a really, that's the science and the art of kind of the spirit making process that people don't get. Like there's so much little detail. Like if I gave somebody a tanker full of what I start my vodka with, and we drove it down to Atlanta, and they did everything exactly as I wrote it down, it's gonna taste it because it's made down there. It is a art to make products consistently in the same place. So when we make our products on our core product, vodka rum, we use the computer controlled still. So every single product has a program. His vodka has a different program than my vodka. And that's the engineer side of it. It was like, what is the way I can compete big? Because the biggest problem being craft is for the consumers, craft doesn't equal consistent. Craft equals trendy and fun. My goal was how can I drive towards consistency? And that was put the same inputs in, run the same program, use the same process, get the same product. And that's kind of my thing. That's my behind the scenes. How do I make sure? So if somebody else came to me and they wanted a vodka, we could start with a totally different base. We could make their vodka from wheat. We could make their vodka from grapes. We could make their vodka from apples, whatever we want to start with. But I can start with something different and then still use the same protocol that I've got set up, and I know I'm going to get a quality product. And then once I have that first product, I give it to you, you taste it, and then like him, you're paying the ass and say, "But it's a little dry over here." You know, and then you know
Could be that you just too sensitive.
I make the good stuff. I make the good stuff.
So,
I'm sensitive about my
I called this guy tasted out in Texas. And that shit hit me so hard, man. It's like almost 4 to 3 in the morning. I called him. I said, "Hey, listen, we're going back in black." He said, "Dude, we're not touching that.
He woke me up out of my sleep to tell me about somebody else's body. I'm trying to look into the camera so they can see my. They woke me up, and I'm gonna tell you right now.
it was Tito. Look,
I like my sleep. Oh God! Oh yeah. And I was so mad, and he got back. And what did we do? We got back in like
When I hit him, hey, man, I want to make it black." He said, "Dude," he said, "you gonna learn this process. You put you on. This is what you gonna do."
and for me, that's a big part of it. So I'll say, you can start a liquor brand. There's like 3 or 4 big companies that do it for you. It'll probably be about 200K, 150K, 200K. You can start a brand, they will make it for you, and then you'll have a warehouse full of product you gotta put. I want to do the same thing, except I want to walk you through the whole process. I want to create spirits experts. I want to create an industry where we can have intelligent conversations about a thing. Because when you're in the culinary space, the most fun you have is sitting around with other chefs. And even when you're making like family meal, you're talking about it. I want us to be able to do that. And it's like, and that's why a big part of whenever I'm doing talks about spirits and the way I even do my tasting, I start with vodka and I talk about gin. And I walk through all of that because I want to educate people so that when they leave me, they know that cognac and brandy are the same thing.
Okay.
So I would, and to me, that's the most important thing. When I talk to people about spirits, I want to talk about the fun parts of it, the flavors and all that stuff. But I also want to make sure we get the right info. Because I mean, why are we all of a sudden drinking tequila like we're on the other side of the border? You know why? What's the reason you heard why we drink tequila now?
Michael Jordan made the building. No, I don't know, bro.
So apparently we're drinking tequila now because it has less sugar because of the agave and our diabetes and all this stuff. I'm gonna not be exaggerating a lot when I say all of the tequila y'all are drinking has sugar added to it afterwards and other stuff after it's made to make a flavor profile that's palatable for you.
Not Michael Jordan.
Exactly. When y'all talk about I need reposado, I need a Yale, I need extra Yale, that's about age and time in the barrel. However, so they're adding stuff to those products to make them sweeter, to make the color brown, and all of that stuff to make you feel like it's driving the value. It is all smoke in there. So this is a Copan vodka bottle. Yeah, and you see the difference between when a creative person gets to design a bottle or when the engineer designs a bottle.
Bro, this is a pretty dope bottle.
Yeah, it is a cool bottle. I am very jealous. But I want to be
If your bottle were a pair of gym shoes,
you know what they are? I'm gonna give them out. They Patrick Ewing. That's what my gym is. They are so funny. And they are Patrick Ewing.
yeah. You New York.
They Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
So I have a question. So if I wanted to start my own, say, vodka or rum, I could come to you and say, hey, man, let's collaborate. I want to make an Element Cigar Lounge rum. And you could produce it. We could collaborate and you could produce that for me?
Yes. And then we also do what we talked about earlier, what you mentioned, which is white label. So if you own a restaurant, a bar, a group of restaurants, and you want your label branded your way, we can do that too. We just run it through the standard TTB process for label approval. And then I've set up my labels in such a way purposely because I do a lot of private stuff where all of the front label stuff it's set up so it has no graphics or anything, and then my back labels are graphics which you're allowed to interchange. So it makes it a lot easier to do the white labeling process. And if you go on the website ngdistillery.com, you will see at the top there's a choice. I think it says consulting up there. So we do everything from work with restaurants and bars to design cocktail programs. We're gonna be, as we were talking about, kind of the seasonal thing, working with chefs, because being a part of Let Us Entertain You, I felt like that was probably my greatest job after college that was not engineering related, because I got a free MBA in restaurant management from
Top to bottom.
exactly, and I work with great people, and that's the kind of experience I want to bring to us, because we have to elevate our own service to us to drive our value. And that's what I want to help, at least from the cocktail side all the way through with, okay, are you going to do a seasonal menu? You can't serve the same stuff all year round. Working with people in that regard, and of course, bringing the spirits into it. But the goal at the end of the day is to raise the level of service that we give to each other.
Man, you dropped a lot of names. There's a lot of stuff in there. You're talking. I was thinking about all of the like Levice and
I'm still.
Copper Steel. I think in a couple of weeks we're going to interview the people Venturi Wand. Then young brother I know, he has a wine, Carry Wand.
Love it. I still owe him some stuff for our collabo. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get it to you, brother.
Yeah. Everybody is, doing their own thing. But what I would like to see is just like the sisters that started Clink. If the Blues Brothers or somebody, we have that started for the brothers to do, right? Because brothers will go support the sisters. There's nobody that took that idea, that model, and did it for themselves. There's no brothers that said, "Hey, look, we've always collabed with someone, always, right?" But let's go ahead, and then with guys, it's always kind of easier to kind of like theme it around sports, some shit, right? Or the only brothers I know that are doing something on a big scale is these brothers I think they're out of New York, the Earn Your Leisure. I think those brothers, right? And they're talking about investing in self. And I know within the culinary world, we have the chef out of New York, Chef Kwame, started the family reunion. That shit is dope, man.
And it all goes back to us working together to showcase us.
Yeah.
You'll never get bored of us. We have such a cross section of things that we do, and then to bring those together whichever way you can, to me is the most important thing. I'm in cigar lounges like I'm a pro, because we're always going and we're talking to people and we're doing tastings in the city, around the city, because we're trying to connect. And that's a big deal. And then it's the most important thing is showcasing us, highlighting us, and making sure we know that we have somebody in every space you can think of doing something cool.
Well, I can tell you, man, I'm gonna do my part. I don't know a lot of people, but I know some people, and it's the right people, good people. And there's some good people in here that you guys, after this is over,
I'm thinking about Vibe Coffee Record.
man, that brother's out of Vibe Coffee
Lima.
out of Ohio, right? But he stays in DC. And yeah, he got a dope coffee house down there in DC, right? And then just plug in the sponsors, Betsy, Clean, right?
Oh yeah.
With her mobile.
Oh yeah.
And if any HVAC, LT Mechanical, that brother's sitting right over there, right? Yeah, that brother's sitting right there. We got brothers from the railroad industry. Everybody's sitting here, tonight. So yeah, we're gonna get plugged, man. Yeah, we got some more stuff, Chris.
No, I put your website up. So
I was waiting for my girl to tell me more.
She did.
Nice.
She did say thank you, Christopher Dubose. Oh, you know what? Linnell also said, George, congratulations on this new chapter of GTG. And so yeah, she was sending out a shout out.
Oh yeah.
Everybody get plugged on Unplugged.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Shameless self promotion.
there you
If
go.
they don't know what you do, how they gonna know what you're supposed to do? I know. If they don't know what you do, how they gonna know what you do?
How they gonna know? How they gonna know? And we are now with this fancy shit. Oh man, only place we're not at is the moon. We ain't got to the moon yet, when we get to the moon, you know, the astronauts and shit gonna be trying to. Yeah, man. This thing gonna be dope, man. I love it.
I'm so glad Chris hit me up to do this. Thank you, man.
Hey, oh, Chris called you? That damn Chris, man.
Look, and I'm not an easy person to get a hold of. Amen. But he called, and I called you and said, "Who is this that keep calling me?"
Oh, you that dude? Yes, you is.
I don't know this.
Look, I will know I made it when I don't have to carry a cell phone. That is when I will know that I've made it. When somebody else is in charge of that thing, whew, I'll be so happy.
Oh man, I don't want nobody in charge of mine. I'm never gonna make it there. Too much shit. As soon as you know, everybody get little nicknames and shit, right? Fun size. Every time I see fun size, when the phone ring, when it say fun size, oh, I don't answer that.
Hey, what would that be for? Swish.
Yeah, I don't answer. If I see anything that say fun size, no, man. Yeah, I had a little problems. You know? The bigger the head, oh man, I tell you, man. I need another drink. Oh, you gonna get another one, man. Too bad we can't drink it. Yours stuff.
Close your eyes.
All right. Yeah. Hey. So we got anything else, man? Before we shut it down, man.
No, we're good.
We're good.
Thank you for coming out, gentlemen.
Hey, thank you guys for having us this week.
Glad y'all
It was
got
very
it.
cool. Like I said, this is all thanks to the man behind the camera there. Because otherwise, I'd be in the recliner working on recipes. So,
Hey, brother. One of the questions, well, it's a couple questions. One that you guys kind of touched on it, but I want you to tell our audience again, what's next for the distillery?
So right now we're working on getting our license in Harvard, Illinois. That's where we're moving our main production facility. And as soon as that is finalized, we're going to be looking for a new tasting room space, either in Chicago proper or in the south suburbs, because we found that a lot of the things we want to do, we need to be connected to the community to do, like the education piece. We like both of us have spoken at bartending classes for new bartenders coming in. Because a big part of this is the education piece. But even with the education piece, we know that having a tasting room and an event space here where you guys can come see us is what's going to kind of drive us to be successful. So that's what we're working on now. And yes, NG Distillery is looking for investors. I can formally say that, put it out there. And it was a lot for me to, get hit over the head. Like, you need to be able to do what you do, and you need to have a war chest to do it. I'm used to managing other people's war chest. So for me, asking people for money to do what I do is like, it's just not in my nature. So, but if you want to partner up, if you need somebody to come talk about this industry and other things related, reach out to me. I'm working on being more available and doing those things. So, hey, push me forward by giving me opportunity to step outside. And NG Distillery, our goal is very simple: produce quality products, and we want to create and launch brands made by us. So, ngdistillery.com. That's all I'm going to say.
Let me ask you this. Let's check this out. That's one question. So the next question, it's 2 in 1. Okay, because you guys are in the spirit. The first one is, if you could smoke a cigar with anybody, who would you want to have a smoke with? Rich or famous, dead or alive. And if you could have a pour, sit down and have a drink with anyone, who would you want there?
And this answer is gonna sound crazy because I don't even like him. I would want to be able to smoke a cigar with Michael Jordan. And I'm a New York Knicks fan, and I don't like Michael Jordan. Whoa! Whoa. I would love to like go out on a golf course with Michael Jordan and smoke cigars, even though I don't play golf and I'm not. But I just think that would be the coolest story ever.
That's
Like
dope.
I smoked cigars with Jordan on the golf.
And then you can ask them, hey Mike, y'all beat our ass every year, man.
I'm a long suffering Knicks fan.
Yeah, I know, right?
Are we coming back, baby? I don't come back.
Yeah, everything coming back. Bell bottoms, I mean, so, okay. Okay, now what about a drink?
My dad.
Oh wow. Okay.
I would love to sit down with my dad and have a drink of something that I made. Honestly. Because he died when I was younger. So he never even got to hang out with me as a man. I had a great stepdad, my pops, phenomenal. But I would love to be able to have a drink with my dad that I.
But you, man, it would be sports related, man. It would be Magic Johnson.
Wow. Okay.
Because Mike definitely first, but Magic, and I'll say the both and why. Because what they have done outside of it, and how they have taught people got the right rules to do business. I watched an interview with, and I think he was with either early leisure guys. And he was saying, hey, when I first started out, I didn't know them, but I made sure I got it wrong. But you know, when I talk about money, we talk here. He said, now if you want to talk business deals, you gotta be here. You know. So I want to know when you started here, what did you do? How did you adjust? How did you see the playing field as you started to build your empire? And I'm gonna have to say it earlier, to have a dream. I don't even think he thinks it's Shaq. I love Shaq. I love Shaq and what he's done with his football. It's dude, and I never saw Shaq being what he is right now. You see Shaq everywhere, but he has a portfolio of over 400 something businesses.
Yeah.
He's a part of. That's the thing. You know, like I talk to his brother all the time. I said, when we got together, and I don't look at what we're doing as brand. We have to build out tentacles to this thing. So that's why I said I look at it for different. We're doing different things. We got the Blues Brothers here. We got the brands here. But then we need to fall in line and do something on the tech accident. Now I say tech is direct to customer. How do we cut out being on the show? How do we go right to these guys right here and they know exactly what they get from us? You know, then we don't have to worry about showing up things. We don't have to worry about showing up the because we have now created a lane where you get exclusive stuff like the manufacturers, but time it in attendance. Those are things that sit down with people that are in these spaces to talk about these things. Like you, I'll go one more in. The White Cat, Mr. Beast. Dude, this guy, if you're not familiar with Mr. Beast, look him up on YouTube. This guy has amassed a fortune by being able to do collaboration of it. What he has done, he did. I watched this guy set up a burger joint in the middle of nowhere and had thousands of people come and get burgers at this burger joint. And then there was only one, and he did everything else different. Why? Because he used other burger restaurants to make his burger. You know, this is the kind of thing. How do we revolutionize what we're doing in space to create something more? That's the goal. Well, that's the goal. You know, we just we got the rest of the people. I know my man don't like being fun. I'll throw me for a little while, then we don't get a deal. I know that. But now, what we do, how do we build and create something different for us in the space? Just like they did for Bishop to get where they are and dominate. You know, come on, think about it. When the last time you see Crown Royal run an ad, but it's still getting bought? You know, we just wanted to get the bag, put pennies in. You know?
Man, we just get the bag with pennies in.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Hey, you've never seen a Rolls Royce commercial. Wow. Tell the world again who you are.
Noel Garcia, founder of ND Distillery.
Yeah, the best founder of co-founder properties. Share with friends.
Give it up for my brothers who are like that. Yeah, that was dope. Hey, now shameless plug time.
Yeah.
Hey,
The camera.
no. Keep the camera on. Keep the camera on. Because before I go there, we want to thank our sponsors, right? Vibe Coffee. We want to thank LT Mechanical. We want to thank Ed Frank Mobile Cigar Lounge for being our sponsors, right? And we also want to thank Elements Cigar Lounge for hosting us each and every week here on Unplugged. We have some amazing events coming up. Next week, we got a brother. We're going to sit down. He's a chef. He owns a pizza parlor in the city called Lynn's Pizza. Chef Brandon, Chef B Light, an amazing brother that he's one of the few guys in that culinary field that's doing pizza that is being certified by them other folks, right? Yeah. So he'll be here next week. We also have we got some dope guests coming. We got the owners of Venturi Wine.
Ventrendy.
Ventrendy Wine. We have
Rick.
Levis, Copper Steel coming.
Yeah.
Kerry Wines is coming. To sit down and have a conversation.
So we're gonna have a unplugged date with all these folks that've been on the show. You talk about bringing folks together. That's what we need to do.
We're gonna do that. So
We
check
got-
this out.
We got chefs. You got everything.
We
Coming.
got everything. And you know what? Shout out to Smooth B, who's the executive deputy mayor of GTG International. GTG is the Good Time Gang cigar group, right? And this weekend, some of the members of GTG International, they will be here because we are launching GTG Northwest Indiana chapter here this weekend. Friday, we're gonna have a meet and greet here. Saturday, Smooth B is going to sit here for cigars, coffee, and conversation. And we're gonna talk about GTG and all that's going on. And then that afternoon into the evening, we're gonna have the formal inception of the lounge. Of the group, right? And then Sunday, because the only thing bad about this brother is that he's gonna get a beat down because he's a Dallas Cowboy fan. So we're gonna be here at Elements for the Bears beat the brakes off the Dallas Cowboys this Sunday.
I hope so, because they just beat my Giants.
Yeah, we beat them. So we got a lot of stuff coming. We want you all out there to come and join us here at Elements this coming weekend. Again, Friday, a meet and greet. Saturday for the inception of the GTG Northwest Indiana chapter, and Sunday for the Bears game. And we want to support you brothers and all that you guys are doing going forward. I wish nothing but God's blessings on you guys, right? And it's a beautiful thing that you ran into this brother, and it's a beautiful thing that you ran into this brother because you guys are yin and yang, right? And man, as long as you guys, man, check your egos at the door, man, sky's the limit, man. Sky's the limit. You know, so I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. All the questions, Linnell. I know, right. All the questions here from you guys here at the lounge, and until Friday, we'll be back here Friday. Oh, wait. On the fourth Saturday of the month, right? We have the Ladies Collective. The fourth Saturday of the month. Sister Shauna Yarrow, right, is the hostess, right? And it's for the ladies, and she does an amazing, man. She's like, what's the lady's name? Yeah.
I'm glad you said it.
Yeah. She's like, yeah. Hey, man, but you know what? The sisters, man, it's something about when you see sisters, right? And they're doing their thing. It's powerful, but it's a whole nother thing when it's the brothers. So when brothers can come together, man, iron sharpening iron, man. You know, it's a beautiful thing, man. So thank you guys. Thank you all. And until this weekend and next week, peace. Are we on?
No.
Okay.